Fox here for another guitar lesson. Today we are going to do Whitesnake, Slide It In, one of my favorite records of theirs. This is the debut album for John Sykes, and most people don't realize that John Sykes played pretty much 99% of the guitar on the self-titled Whitesnake album, which was after Slide It In, the How the Huge Hits. That's John Sykes. Guitar players who followed him, you can recognize it, immediately. You know when it's Sykes, that long, slow, wide vibrato, and of course those just blistering runs. But amazing guitar player. I highly recommend if it has John Sykes on it, whether it's Thin Lizzy, Blue Murder, Whitesnake, solo projects, check it out. He is an amazing player. So today I'm looking forward to showing you guys the entire song. We're going to do all the rhythm guitar and the solo. This tuning is standard, so just tune to standard if you want to play along with the record or this lesson. Let's get started. Slide. So let's play through that introduction riff. Okay, so this riff is a huge part of the song. If you learn this riff, you have already got 80% of the rhythm guitar taken care of in this tune. So the first part, you're going to be barring your first finger across the D, G, and B on the second fret. So you're going to hit the A strings where you're going to go, and then you're going to play this. So you're fretting on the fourth fret of the D with your ring finger, and the middle finger is going to be here on the D note of the B string, which is the third fret. So it sounds like this. So it's a down, down, and then stop. The ringing of the strings with your palm and of course the fingers up here. Now we're going to shift all the way down here to the seventh position. We're going to bar our first finger again across the D, G, and B string. And we're going to play this. So there's a little bit of a down-up strum there. We go. So it's a down, up, and then down. When we do that third strum, the down strum, you're going to play that similar shape that you did up in the second position, but your ring finger is going to be on the ninth fret of the D, and middle finger is going to be on the eighth fret of the B string. So we have bar across the 7 with the first finger, middle finger on the 8th fret of the B, ring finger on the 9th fret of the D, and we get this. So similar to what we did earlier, we do a down, up, down strum, but this time we're going to do a hammer on here. So instead of strumming that, we're doing basically a hammer on here with the middle finger and the third finger. Says, and then we stop it again. So up to speed. Okay. All right. So that goes through several times. Nothing changes, but then at one point after we play this, it goes. Okay, so the chords don't change, it's all the same chords, but we are going to be writing that pattern on the open A string in between playing the chords. So it's just a 8th note pattern. It's all down strums, playing the open A string. Lots of muting, so you're going to be wanting to use your palm here to mute down here at the bridge, and of course in between, you can kind of see how basically while I'm writing that A, I'm just letting my first finger kind of just dampen the strings, just in case if I hit that D or something, it's not going to ring out. So and that just goes through until we go into the chorus. So the chorus is going to be G, couple different ways we can play that last little part, so we'll go over that. So we play this big G. You know, I'll give you guys the option if you want to add that, you know, high E in there, that extra G note, you can. I kind of just play it like that. And of course, making sure I'm not fretting here that traditional G major chord that we all learn. In rock tunes, most of the time, these guys leave out the major third. So if we played, you know, what is a major third? So that's the third degree of a G major scale. So there's 1, 2, 3. So there's your third degree. So we're just going to mute that. Okay, so you can kind of see how I'm laying my middle finger just over top of the A string and D string. I'm not fretting them, just dampening the strings. You get that. Sounds a little more rockin' than, not that that sounds bad either. I'll leave it up to you if you want to use the traditional G major chord. It's not gonna, no one's gonna die from that. So, so we do G to D, and we're gonna leave out that high E. So it's just gonna be open D string, first finger on the second fret of the G string, which is the A note. And then you can either play it here with your middle finger on the third fret of the B, or you can use your ring finger, just whatever's more comfortable to you. So down, up, strum to D, and then we come to A. And we're just playing, this is an A5 chord, so this is open A, second fret of the D, second fret of the G, everything else is muted, so just those 3 strings. So we play all that, we have back to the D. So when we come back, we'll do 2 down strums on the A, go back to the G, now here's we have 2 options here, so we can play it like this. I like playing it like this. So we're playing it, that G we already learned, and then we're going to come down here, and we're going to have our ring finger on the 4th fret of the D, first fingers on the 2nd fret of the G, third fingers on the 3rd fret of the B. So we have, and we stop that, back to the G, back into the main riff. So let's go over that again. We go, okay, now we have another option. We could also do that fingering for me is a lot harder, and I don't know, just for whatever reason, it's just more comfortable for me to grab it from here. So, but I'm going to show it to you. So we do the G, and then we're going to think of it like that D that we made earlier, where we're just fretting on the 2nd fret of the G and 3rd fret of the B. We're going to hit this F sharp as 2nd fret of the low E, but we're going to keep everything else muted, so it sounds like this. Play that again. Okay, so we go back through, the second verse is the same. The chorus is the same, except we're going to go over, I'm going to also show you guys all the chords underneath the solo, in case you just want to play the rhythm guitar parts, which, you know, I always, when I'm working up tunes, I always learn all the rhythm parts first, including what's going on underneath the guitar solo. Rhythm playing is 95 to, you know, sometimes 98% of the song, maybe even 99% of the song is playing rhythm guitar. And if you don't have a good handle on the rhythm guitar parts, it's probably going to be a little harder for you to get the lead parts. So I always, you know, encourage players, don't skimp out on the rhythm. You know, rhythm's so important. You know, I love blistering. All these killer John Sykes leads are fun to play, and they're great. But this, most of the time, this is what most people remember. That killer riff, right? So start with those rhythm guitar parts. That's just a recommendation. So we're going through, nothing changes. All the verses are pretty much played the same. So we're at the chorus again. So we'll do. Now we're going to play the chords underneath the guitar solo. So you go from here, C5, which is 3rd fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, to a D5. And that's going to be 5th fret of the A, 7th fret of the D string. So to that G we learned earlier. You could play this if you want. We already learned that chord. Or you could play it here. And then it goes to an E. Now, you could play just a plain old E5 power chord like that, which is just open E and 2nd fret on the A string. Or you can add this in here, which I really love. So putting your ring finger on the 4th fret of the G, and then your pinky finger on the 5th fret of the B, and just, boy, it sounds nice and full. So, so we go, big E. And then we come back to the C. 3 down strums. So to the D. You could do it here. Play just a simple E5 there. We go. And then we're into the 3rd verse. Almost finished with all the rhythm guitar parts. We have like this last little bit at the very end of the song where there's a little change up in how the song ends. So we're back in here to the G. We're playing the chorus. That's the part that always gets me. I always want to go back to that G instead of coming from the D to the A. Don't know why. But we'll go over that part. So when we do that you go to the D5, which we learned early, and then you go to the A. And then back to that D. So it sounds like this. Same. And then we add those chords, and that's how it's going to end. So we're doing that same little stop of the chords where, David Covedale is singing the slide it in part of the song. He's going. And then it ends. So that is going to be an F5 power chord that we're going down here to grab. So that's going to be on the 8th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the D. And then we're going to come back up here to the C5 we learned earlier, and then to the D5. And then it just fades out. And that, my friends, is all of the rhythm guitar parts for slide. So this awesome killer guitar solo is going to start here on the 14th fret of the G, and we're going to do a... So let's go over that lick. So we're doing, as soon as the C and D chords hit, we do a... So that's a full bend. So once you do the bend up, you're going to grab here at the 13th fret of the B and then come back to the 14th of the G. So we have 12th fret of the B and G to the G, 12th fret of the G, and then 10 to 11. So 10th fret of the B, to the 11th fret of the G. So it's kind of like a little walk down lick. And then we're doing this little, I don't even think it's quite a half bend, so this is kind of be like maybe a little microtone type bend. So he, once we come back to this, you're just going to let that ring, and you're just going to bend that up a little bit. Let's go over that lick. So we're doing a slide here. That's going to be from 9 to 10 on the D string. And then we're here on the 12th fret of the G. So we have 9, 10, 12. And then we're going to slide from 7 to 9 on the G. And then we're going to play 10 to 12 on the B. And then we end on that full bend on the 12th fret of the G. So we go up. So we have this. Play that slow. And we're going to come up here to the 2nd fret of the G strings. So you want to, with this makes it easier for me to basically position my middle finger directly behind the 3rd finger on the same fret. That way it gives you a little extra strength to do this bend. So we're doing a... And then we come to an open G. So it's bend up. So it's kind of a fast little... Then we're going to do a slide down here, go. So we slide into the 9th fret of the D string, to the 7th fret of the G string, to the 9th fret of the G string, and then you come back. So 9, 7, 9, and then end here on the 9th fret of the D, and then we go. And from there, we're going to slide into the 14th fret of the G to the 12th fret of the G. So we have, this. So let's talk about that. So after we come back, we do this. So that's going to be 14th fret of the G, 12th fret of the B, 15th fret of the B. And then we pull off from 15 to 12. And then we come back to the 14, back to the 12. And then we're going to do a 15, 14, 12 on the G string. So after we play that lick, come back here to the 14th fret of the D. That's 14th fret of the G, 12th fret of the G, 11th fret of the G. 14 of the D, 12. So we have this. Come back and then we do this lick. So let's go over to that. So when we come out of that, so we're just playing, once we come to this, we're doing so that's going to be 11, 12, 14 on the G. And then you're going to play 12, 13, 15. You play that twice. And then you're going to do 12, 14, 15 to the 17th. So and then we do this really cool bend on the 17th fret of the high E. So you bend up, bring it back down, come to the 17th fret, back, 15th fret. This is a 17th fret bend, this is the 15th fret. Let me do that again. So you're bending up on the 17th fret of the high E to the 15th fret of the high E, play the 17th fret again, and then do a bend up and then let it come back down. And then we're doing this. So here on the high E, this is the 15th fret. So play this part first, so 15 and then a hammer-on pull-off from 14, 15 to 14. To the 15th fret of the B, back to the 14th fret of the high E, the 15 to the 17 of the B. So we have then we have this. So a little long lick there. So we do it. So again, that's going to be 14, 15, 14 of the high E to the 5th. Let me do that again. 14, 15, 14 to the 15th fret of the B, back to the 14th. So we. So we have. Let's play that little part again. Then from there we go. That's going to be 15, 13, 12 of the B. So we have. So after we play this, we're going to grab these notes. This is the 14th fret of the G, 13th fret of the B, and 12th fret of the B. Then we're here on the G string, we're doing 14, 12 to 11. Now we start the climb the other way. And that's going to be 11, 12, 14 on the G. Then we go to here, 12, 13, 15 on the B. Grab the 17. So we'll go. Let's play the whole thing. So after you get to that climb, you're here on the 19th fret of the high E, and you're letting that ring. And you're doing that bend up again. You're bending a half step. And you're coming back to the 17th. Back to the 17th again, and you do this. And then that ends the solo. So that little climb there, so let's go back to that 19th fret bend. So we'll do the climb again. 19, bend up to the 17, and then we do it again. And that's going to be 19, 17, 15. And then you're going to hammer on from 15 to 17. And it's a hammer on pull off. So, and that's going to be on the B string, 19, 17, 15. You're going to repeat that twice. So and of course we finish on the 22nd fret of the high E, full bend there. So when you come out of that, so we play this part, play this. So that's going to be 17 in the G, 16 in the G, back to the 17, 15, 17, 19, 15, 17, 19. That's the B and the high E, and then so it's you bend up, and then on the second bend you do the vibrato, and then the last is the 22nd fret bend. So a lot going on in this song. So let me play the whole solo slowly.